according to my mom, that's my first concert wore.
That's your first. Were you in the belly?
No, that was my first concert out of the womb.
I wonder if kids like remember that at all.
Yes,
Of course they do.
The womb or the...
Yeah, well, hearing the music while they were in the womb.
I have a story about that. My daughter, who, as I was preparing for my retirement, I was on my second solo record, and I had by that time actually gotten up to like the full metal. Like I was one of the hardest rocking female, and so I'd be the only female on the act. I was at a metal festival in Toronto called Heavy TO. I was 6 months pregnant. The headliners were Slayer, Zombie.
Oh my God!
It was Rob Halford was there. Mastodon, which were one of my favorites of all time.
Oh,
it was just like a best. I was the only female on the main stage. I had a big giant belly with bass way below.
Oh man!
And I dedicated the set to the two women on stage for all the women in the audience, which there weren't enough, but there's always, and then I went after my set and watched Slayer from the side of the stage so loud.
Wow!
My daughter was born 3 months later, and we noticed that when she came out, her hand was by her ear, and it's a beautiful birth story. Home birth, 1 hour, easiest thing I ever did, and I'm not kidding. I'd been fearing my whole life birth would be hard. One day, if anyone was talking about women actually enjoying labor, it was amazing. It was just tap into inner warrior. Daughter came out really quick, and her hand came out next to her, and then we noticed that she had this little, like a little crunch on her ear, one ear, and we're like, oh, that's where the hand was. We call it her Slayer ear.
The Slayer ear.
Because later when I went to tell the midwife, like, oh, I was playing a concert, she said, by the way, I looked at you on YouTube. I thought you were going to play like a folk concert. I didn't know what kind of music you played, but you went pregnant. Because I said, is there anything wrong with volume in the womb? Like, is it too loud? And then she told me later, actually, that is too loud. Like, that can be amplified in there.
Right.
I would not have told you could do that if I knew what you were doing. And so I always visualize this beautiful little girl holding her Slayer ear to the side of the stage. So I think you do hear it and know it. And she does know she saw Slayer when she was in the womb.
I know you hear it. They do things with sounds with kids, like, and they play classical music.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because they say it helps development quicker, right?
Yeah.
But I wonder if they remember any of it.
Absolutely think so.
Yeah.
I also think we remember our past lives. So I definitely think you remember being in the room.
Fragments of it.
All that. And
fragments of it.
Fragments, for sure.
Yeah.
The depth at which our existence really is so beyond our awareness.
Exactly.
And I mean, literally just because of your guys' physical relationship, all things that are you and that you think and feel are directly linked to her. Like when something's happening to you, it's going to, in real time, happen to her.
And your parents and grandparents. I mean, it's in the DNA, the muscle memory, and whatever, and each, I think it's a strange equation in that who knows, like you were born with more of your great-grandmother and you were born, but it's such a cool mishmash of ancient time in your current life. I love it.